Hey everyone, the other day I did a video on You Don't Know What Love Is, and that's the song we've got up here. And I had dug out this arrangement I wrote when I was studying jazz many, 24, 34, I don't know, a long time ago, with Ted Howe. And at that time we were reharmonizing songs, and I was just really getting into these complex chords. And so I arranged the song, and there's just a ton of reharm, probably too much really. So I here's a picture of what I had done, and then I fixed it up and I put it on the computer here, and it still looks like a complex mess here. But feel free to steal any ideas you want from this, and I will go through it just a little bit. But first, I'm going to go through using just a chart out of the real book. It is a beautiful song by Ray and DuPaul. And we've got F minor 7th. Of course, that is a 9th with the melody. We could make it a minor 6 chord. A lot of jazz songs that are in minor keys, you want to use the minor 6 chord as the first chord. And, these real book charts are not known for their accuracy and historical accuracy. So, try a minor 6 chord there if you like it. I went with a minor major 7th in my arrangement, and then changed it to a minor 7th. And then here, it's a 2-5 going back to F minor. I went to a G13 there. I say G13 because of that note, but then it's got the flat 9 in it. So that's very similar to D flat 9. Yeah, and actually I should have made like that for D flat 9. And that's it. So what I did was similar. And then here we've got, all right. You see, that's so ripe for a reharmonization. One thing you could do maybe is the block voicings, something like that, or drop 2, and then I don't know what you do here, something like that maybe. The same kind of thing, another 2-5-1. So now, if you were going to do drop 2 and use the regular stuff, it would probably be an A right there, and we got A flat, so. Yeah, just kind of putting a B flat in the middle and then moving the harmony up like this. And then you could do like a diminished chord there. That'd be a nice way, I think, of reharmonizing it. And then you could do drop 2 on that too. Maybe something like put a nice A flat chord in there. It's probably going to be unaltered in that particular spot. If you played an altered chord there, it's just not going to sound right with the melody, but a nice A flat 9th, 13 would be very good. And here we've got a D flat 7, which could be reharmonized to A flat minor. That's the 2 preceding a 5 chord. And I'm saying 5 chord for any dominant chord. That would be its relative to. And then we've got a 2-5 here. And then we go through it again. Now my reharm, I did something like that. A flat, D flat. What was that now? E flat minor 13. A flat. Ending on D flat. Let's make it a major 7th and keep right on going to G flat, and then keep right on going around the cycle to B, E, and then B flat to E flat, kind of like a round midnight change. And then we'll take that to A flat and D flat, and then that takes us right to A flat minor. And you want to sprinkle some runs in there, of course. Let's go to the bridge. So I'm kind of going by the real book chart, but talking about my reharm a little bit. So this is B flat minor 11th because of the melody note, and then a dominant chord here with the root on top. You can just load this chord up with every tension imaginable, altered tensions, unaltered tensions. You could go like, put that F triad in there. But I would go for more altered stuff. All right, like an E minor triad over the E flat, of course, and leave the 5 out because, with all those tensions, that 5 gives it too much stability. There we got a flat 9 and a sharp 9 and a sharp 11. What else could we put in there? That note would be good. This note would be good. All right, load it up, It's a good spot for it. Always like that too. Just put like that little 4th in there. And then what we got? So we got B flat minor, and then E flat suspended, but go ahead and resolve it here. And then A flat major 7th. Of kind of a haunting note in there would be, the sharp 5 in that chord. So it's kind of like a C major over A flat, like that. And then resolve it. All right, love this change. Now here, I would not load that one up with all those, with all the altered tension, because this is like the one spot in the song where it's kind of hopeful. It's a major 2-5-1, ending on a major chord there. I know the last one was too, but this one, that jumping into the happy key of C major, just make it real pretty. Maybe a flat 9, and then a lovely thing, and I think I did something like that in my arrangement. And then I did it, right here. Let me go ahead and talk about my arrangement. So D flat 9, I took that 7th out and just made it like an E flat triad over a D flat triad, more or less. And then I got this idea from Steely Dan, Bodhisattva. They do something like, I don't know how that goes, but they got some little thing going on there in Bodhisattva. But I use that idea here. I'm not ashamed to steal. And then what did I do? Let me look at my arrangement. Oh, that's where I did the negative harmony. Okay, so all right, now when you're starting negative harmony, if you're going to do a 3-6-2-5, you play like the 5 chord, the regular 5 chord, is like a sharp 9 or something, and then move it up like this, and then you come out on F minor. See? Now I go deep into this. I think I even have a playlist on how I derive this kind of turnaround from negative harmony. I watched Jacob Collier a little bit, and I learned how to flip those notes around and turn dominant chords into minor 7-flat 5 chords, and and move in the opposite direction of the cycle and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to know more about that, look that up. But here's what I came up with. All right, now this chord right here at the end, that's like the E flat chord moving up to F minor. But you could analyze that as a C dominant because it's got the flat 9, and that's it. But that's just enough to give it that that kind of sound, the flat 9 dominant sound, in a very dark way. All right, so let me play the whole bridge again. Put an F7 in there. And if you're going to do all that fancy reharm, maybe at the last verse is the best place to do it. So how did I do it? To look at my own arrangement. Yeah, I'm just kind of moving the bass in the opposite direction and trying to end up where I want to be. And then following the cycle of fifths. E flat there, and I'm going to take that down. Again, D flat following the cycle of fifths. And then I want to go to, I don't know, I just went to E minor 7 flat 5 because it works. And here's that C over A flat. So I think, the real difference, what I tried to do to improve my old chart here, it's 20-some years old, was to put more kind of moving lines in. I had a bunch of them in there already, but, I tried not to just play one weird chord after another. So, using a little bit more pianistic ideas. And I'm sure if I played this song for a couple of weeks, I would come up with some... a bunch of garbage to throw in there, but we'll see what happens. And then this little riff that I was doing is I'm just going like up an F minor chord in half steps, like that. And it works out in 3 little patterns. So if you can think of those quickly, I don't know where I got that idea from. Probably Art Tatum. As always, both charts are down in the description. My wild arrangement and also the real book chart is down there for you. And a great version to listen to, of course, is the Billie Holiday version on one of her last albums, Lady in Satin. And, a bunch of other people have done this song as well. So it's a beautiful song for sure.